Good evening to all you big, beautiful snowflakes out there. I'm going to go ahead and give you a trigger warning. So if you can't stand hearing scary words or the truth, you might want to turn this video off now because I might send you running for your safe space. I've come across a few words today that really irritated me. And if you'd allow me, I'd like to talk about it. Mansplaining and manspreading. For the love of God, really? This is something you're actually triggered about? This is what has got you feminists up in arms? I'm a little behind on the times. I really don't keep up with a whole lot of things. So if these are kind of old terms, once again, forgive me. But let's get started. Mansplaining. The act of a man explaining something to a woman in a condescending tone. Ladies. No. Third wave feminists. This is not a term. At least it's not a real one that you would like to think would be in Webster's next year. It's just called being condescending. Some people might like to use the term being a dick. Or, if you're a woman, being a bitch. Let's not discriminate here. And for the most part, stop acting like you don't do it too. We are known for being condescending. Guilty right here as charged. Yes, it's true. I love being a condescending bitch when I think someone's being stupid. And let's face it, a lot of women do it. And it's not cute either. No, I'm sorry. And it's also not an act reserved for the big, bad, scary men out there. No, we do it too. Both sexes speak condescendingly to other people when they think the opposite one is being stupid. It means dumb. Now, on to manspreading. When a man sits with his legs open, taking up more room than necessary. First of all, they have testicles. Testicles are sensitive. They know likey being smashy. Now, I can already hear you women getting fired up with your comeback that you love to just say over and over and over. Excuse me. Well, I have boobs, and you don't see me walking around with my arms out to the side. Well, that's because we have bras. They keep the boobs up and together. Now, how many of you ladies I've heard talk about when you're not wearing a bra, especially if you lay down at night? Your boobs go into your armpits and you complain that it hurts. Men's testicles, they don't have bras. They don't have something to keep them supported. So they actually need an extra 2 inches of space when they sit down. I know that offends you, And I know you say they're taking up too much space, but how many of you women have I seen with your purses in its own private little chair? I promise you, your purse does not need a chair. It's not a living, breathing thing that needs its own extra space. We take up plenty of space, but a lot of you can't deal with that extra 2 inches of a man sitting with his legs open. How many of us take up more than enough bed space? I know you do it. I know you're out there. I love to be curled up right next to my boyfriend, and he's got 1 inch of bed space, and no matter how much he keeps scooting over, I keep rolling off. Rolling, because I like to be close. I like to be spread out in bed. I love it. I love to be spread out. And I don't hear a lot of guys complaining about this. So, women, check your shit. For my final little bitch fest, it really sounds like these 2 terms are kind of sexist. Doesn't really sound like you like a man to be doing things that you're guilty of as well. So why don't you check your privilege as a female and realize you actually got it pretty good? You're not an 8-year-old in Uganda being sold to sex traffickers. No, you're not. Your plight is not that big. And it's not that scary. And we got it pretty good. Do we live in a perfect society? No. No one ever says that we have. And we've come a long way from the rights we didn't have before. And guess what? They were given it to us by the patriarchal society because women didn't have that vote to say we get a vote. No, a lot of men back in the day actually had to come to terms with that, and they had to vote saying that we had rights. So understand you have privilege, and understand you got it a lot better than what you think you do. That's the end of my rant. Thank you, and I hope you have a wonderful night.